So today we're going to take a look at how Cyberpunk 2077's final game runs, how well is the game optimized, is the game good, and all the kind of stuff has just been answered by the guys who are currently playing the game. Now a guy named Scarpo187 on Reddit has actually posted something very interesting regarding how Cyberpunk 2077 currently runs and what is the status of the Day Zero patch. And it seems like CD Projekt Red have just released a brand new Day Zero patch, which is 43.51 gigabytes according to this user here. Now this is what Scarpo said on his Reddit post, saying that Day Zero patch is now out and it's 43.51 gigabytes. I'm downloading it right now. I'll update it when it's done. And a few hours later, he comes back and updates his Reddit post, and he says that currently he has 6 hours into the game on the Xbox Series X. And I just now got the title screen for the game, and this is a really big game, which basically means that the introduction for the game, when you choose different life paths, the introduction for each and every life path is at least going to be 6 hours long. So that is how the intro for the game is going to start off. And my god, I've never had any game which actually gives you a 6 hours long of intro, which basically shows on how large this game actually is. Now, the Reddit user also went on and spoke about some very interesting things regarding the population density and how the game basically performs on the next-gen console. Now, this is what he said about the population. He says that the population density is way higher than what I was expecting. And he also says that the game runs at straight up 60 frames per second on the Xbox Series X consoles. And I think this already is a very big win-win news for all the next-gen console owners. And of course, like CD Projekt already announced, the fidelity mode will not be having any of the next-gen upgrades, which means that the game is not going to be having any of those next-gen ray tracing technology as well as the visuals on the next-gen consoles. But the good thing to take from this is that at least CD Projekt Red kind of enabled that 60 frames per second for the next-gen consoles, which I think is what a lot of people actually care about more than visuals. They want to just experience this game as smooth as possible. Alright lads, listen up. Now that we have heard all the good things about the game, how it runs really smooth and all the performance on the next-gen consoles, the Reddit user has also given us more information on how this game currently runs in its current states, of course, with the Day Zero patch on. And it seems like the game is sort of unplayable at the moment before the Day 1 patch arrives. Now, this is what the Reddit user said about the bugs in the game. The game is very buggy, like repeated crashes. The dialogues in the game are just not being played sometimes. I've also had the controller become completely unresponsive for several seconds, a dozen times or so. And the game also has some ghosting issues on objects when you're trying to move around quickly. The animation is not working properly. The screen is flickering a lot. Vehicles and NPCs spawning and despawning out of the thin air. And tons of repeating NPCs, like 3 identical NPCs standing right next to each other. Now, the Reddit user goes on and says the game really needs a patch. This version is nowhere near close to ready. I'm just hoping that the Day 1 patch is going to be magical because damn, severe jank. But when everything starts working right, this game is amazing. It lives up to the hype, it really does. Now lads, let's come to a conclusion. Now, looking at all these impressions coming from a Reddit user who is currently playing the game with the Day Zero patch, I would personally say that there's absolutely nothing that you guys should really worry about the game being buggy or glitchy or game-breaking experience, because of course these guys are experiencing the game before the Day 1 patch arrives, which only arrives on the release date of the game. And some data miners have also revealed that the Day 1 patch download size is going to be 56 gigabytes in size. And the base game's download size is 71 gigabytes on both the next-gen consoles as well as on the PC version. And you're also going to need to download an additional of 56 gigabytes of Day 1 patch. Now, keep in mind that if you guys are playing Cyberpunk with the Day Zero patch, if you are one of those guys who actually got the game early, and if you're trying to play the game right now, and if you have already downloaded the Day Zero patch, which is 43.5 gigabytes, then you will most probably only have to download an additional 13 gigabytes of a patch, which will be the Day 1 patch, because you already have the Day Zero and you're just going to get an update over that. But for those guys who are getting the game on Day 1, the launch date, then you will basically have to download both the Day Zero patch and the Day 1 patch combined together. And I really hope to God that all of these issues are fixed in the Day 1. And I just want to experience this game with Day 1 patch in the most perfect form. Now, if I'm being completely honest here, even if CD Projekt Red ends up sending me an early review copy of Cyberpunk, I would of course not be playing this game with the Day Zero patch, because I have waited so goddamn long. I think it's about 10 years, because the first trailer trailer was probably launched around 2012, if I'm correct. And we have been waiting for almost 10 years, dude, for this one game. And there is no way I'm going to be ruining my own experience by playing this game before the day one patch, because currently I'm even upgrading my PC to a RTX 3090 graphics card just for this one particular game, because I have so much faith in CD Projekt Red in terms of making a next-gen game, and I want to experience this in the most highest settings as I possibly can, which is why I'm going to be playing this on the PC version rather than consoles this time. Usually I'm a console gamer, but this time I'm just going to make a shift just for this one particular game. And also there's going to be a lot of mod support for this game, of course, so you guys can of course expect a lot of videos on Cyberpunk mods on my channels. Now, another Twitter user named Daniel actually went on and made a tweet saying that he actually got an early copy of Cyberpunk 2077's collector's edition yesterday, and he has now confirmed that Xbox Series X currently has a resolution versus performance mode. Now, if you're going to be playing this game on a resolution mode, it's basically going to be upscaling your current gen version into a 4K version, and there's not going to be any kind of graphical upgrades or ray tracing upgrades and stuff like that. It's just a resolution upscale on the next gen consoles. But if you're going to be playing it on the performance mode, it seems like the Xbox Series X version is going to be running at 60 frames per second. Now, he's also said that it is very hard to say that whether it's just an uncapped frame rate or targeted 60 frames. So now you guys kind of have an idea of how Cyberpunk 2077 is going to be running on the next gen consoles. And also, if you guys did go on and enjoy this video or found this video useful, then you can always help support me by dropping a like on this video, because your support is very much appreciated. It does actually help my videos more than you think. And also, let me know in the comments on which character are you guys going to be playing as. Will you be playing as the male V, or are you guys going to be choosing the female V body? Because if I'm being honest, I'm very confused on if I should pick a male V or the female V, because both of these characters look absolutely incredible. So I would love to know what you guys are going to be picking on your first playthrough, so let me know in the comments down below. With that being said, I hope you guys have a blast every day, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. Until then, take it easy, fams, and goodbye.